The mayor's going to provide a statement regarding the settlement between the village and Norfolk Southern. And then we've got a few questions that were submitted from the media that I'm going to start with, and then we'll open it up for some media questions after that.
First of all, thank you all for being here today. As we share important details regarding the settlement agreement between the Village of East Palestine and Norfolk Southern, as we approach the 2-year anniversary of the February 3rd, 2023 train derailment, this settlement marks both a step towards closure and a turning point in our community's ongoing recovery and revitalization. Nearly a year ago, the Village of Norfolk Southern began discussions on a potential settlement of all claims. To ensure a fair and transparent process, we engaged an independent third-party mediator to facilitate the negotiations. This effort resulted in the agreement in principle, which was reviewed and approved by the Village Council at its January 27th, 2025 meeting. Let me be clear, this settlement is between the Village of East Palestine and Norfolk Southern alone. It resolves specific claims made on behalf of the village as an Ohio municipality under its village charter. What this settlement is not, it is not part of the class action lawsuit in any way. It does not impact individual class action settlement payments in any way. The village was not party to the class action lawsuit, and this agreement is entirely separate. This is also not part of the United States DOJ lawsuit or the state of Ohio lawsuit. What this settlement means for East Palestine. As part of the agreement, Norfolk Southern will provide the village with $22 million that belong to our community and will be used to strengthen our future as determined by the Village Council. This is in addition to the $13.5 million in prior payments Norfolk Southern has already made to the village since the derailment. Those funds have been used to replace village fire and police equipment and vehicles, improve the village water treatment plant, renovate the historic East Palestine train depot, create a new monument sign, and key land purchases. Additionally, this settlement reaffirms Norfolk Southern's $25 million commitment to the ongoing improvements at the East Palestine City Park. Altogether, these combined investments now total over $60 million, directly supporting our village's restoration and future growth. After careful evaluation, both parties mutually chose not to move forward with a regional safety center. While the concept was promising, we felt it would have placed an unsustainable burden on our village. As part of the settlement, Norfolk Southern has agreed to transfer ownership of the 15-acre property to the village, giving us all full control of its future use. No decisions have been made yet, but we are committed to ensuring land serves as a meaningful purpose for our community. Looking ahead, a stronger East Palestine. Our focus remains on unity, resilience, and the well-being of every resident as we continue addressing health, economic, and environmental priorities. The past 2 years have tested us, but they have not defined us. What defines us is our strength, our determination, and our commitment to moving forward together. Looking ahead, we envision the future of East Palestine that reflects our values, strengthens our foundations, and honors the hardworking people who call the village home. We will continue working hand in hand to usher in a new era of growth and prosperity, one that ensures the best days of East Palestine are yet to come. Thank you for your patience, your perseverance, and your dedication to making East Palestine stronger than ever.
Thank you. First question came in from WKBN. How will the mayor's announcement impact the community?
This announcement provides the clarity on the direction we are taking as a village. This is an opportunity for our future to evaluate our priorities, ensure that these resources are used, and to address ongoing community needs and impacts and concerns.
There were several similar questions regarding the safety training center. This particular one was from the Youngstown Business Journal. Why was the training center scrapped as being unfeasible? And as it was supposed to bring economic development to the community, what other areas are on the table to bring more patrons for East Palestine businesses?
This was a very hard decision I want to start out with. After careful evaluation, as part of the settlement, we have chosen not to move forward with the regional training center. While the concept was very promising, we felt it would place an unsustainable burden on the village of 4,700 people. We are in constant contact, and we have been working with an economic development consultant who has numerous projects in the works that are aimed at economic development.
And this question's from WJW. What's the biggest concern for the village a generation from now?
We feel the biggest concern is ensuring East Palestine remains a strong, vibrant, and thriving community for generations to come. It's lacked in years before the train derailment. We weren't in the best situation before the train derailment, and I truly think that after this, if we work together as a community, we will be stronger. We want to ensure that the community is not defined by the derailment. There's definitely a stigma, and we want to show our resilience by the ability to rebuild.
At this time, we'll open it up to media questions.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Madison Fromm with WFMJ. How would you respond, Mayor, to the residents who say this settlement won't be enough to provide any sort of long-term medical care should the health issues arise in the future due to the chemical exposure?
I would answer it as saying that we have been working behind the scenes both with the Department of Justice and the state of Ohio to ensure if there would be any future health concerns, that those would be handled immediately and swiftly should that arise. And this settlement was mainly just for the Village of East Palestine. It will benefit its people, but as far as the people's health concerned, that is a state and federal issue. And we will work hand in hand with those partners to facilitate whatever we need to do to make sure our people are whole.
Mayor, what would the unsustainable burden have looked like had the training center been built?
We are only a town of 4,700 people. Our budget is small. It would have been hard to facilitate the operation as a small village.
Mayor, the one thing, in talking to people over time, even this morning before we came here, some of the business people are no better off than they were 2 years and a day ago. And some actually are saying they're worse off. They're saying the vendors are drying up and leaving, and get 1 or 2 people come into their shops each day. That while this settlement helps you going forward, what, if anything, is happening to help continue to make these people whole? As we've heard a lot of people say, coming in from Washington and Columbus, their goal is to make us whole.
I would say, like I previously answered, we've been working diligently with an economic development firm out of Columbus. And now we will have the funds to adequately fund that and try to get some of these ideas, high-level concepts that we have, try to get those in place. I hope that's what some of the money is used for, to put a shot on the arm at that. And we want to be the East Palestine of the 70s and 80s, where it was thriving, and we want to get back to that.
Mayor, this $22 million settles all claims in a lawsuit between the city and Norfolk Southern. Can you itemize some of those claims in that suit? What you were asking of Norfolk Southern that this settles?
It was mainly just some issues with the streets and some other things that unsettled commitments that we wanted to make sure we had on paper. So that's what that settles. Actually, a line item I can't really go into detail because of certain clauses in the settlement agreement.
Mayor,
Yes.
do you have any specific ideas on where you would like to see the money
It's going to be up to village council. Like I said, I would like to see it, and this is me personally. This is not, I'm not speaking for village council. This is just me. I would like to see it, like economic development growth. We're going to need some help with the safety service complex we're building up on the hill. That could help with payment of the loans on those, that type thing. So whatever decisions we make and village council makes, we need to do it with the best interest of the village citizens in our mind.
Can I ask one more question?
Mayor, are you satisfied with Norfolk Southern's position on preventing future accidents similar to what happened 2 years ago? And what's inside the Rail Safety Act that's being proposed in Congress? Have you spoken out on that, or holding that Norfolk Southern accountable moving forward?
As far as holding Norfolk Southern, I don't think it's a Norfolk Southern issue. I think it's a Class 1 railroad issue. The Rail Safety Act is being held up in Congress, and I think it's despicable. I don't know why it's being held up. We need to pass it. We need to ensure that no other little village goes through what we've went through over the last 2 years. The derailment really disrupted our lives, and we would hate for anybody else to do that. But like I said, I don't think it's a Norfolk Southern issue only. I think they have made steps to ensure that their tracks are more safe. They put in wayside detectors and some AI scanners. So, I think they are diligently working towards that. But I think right now this is a government problem, and they need to pass this important legislation.
Are you satisfied with the settlement?
Yeah.
I've heard from multiple residents who don't necessarily live in the direct parameter of the derailment site, but live, within a couple miles, and they say to this day they never got their well water tested, their soil testing, they're still lacking certain testing that they were promised. What would you say to those people?
I would tell them to please reach out to the Ohio EPA, first to reach out to, if they live in Columbiana County, or Beaver County, they need to reach out to Beaver County Health Department. If they live in Columbiana County, reach out to the Columbiana County Health Department. They're the ones that are facilitating all those tests in conjunction with Norfolk Southern and one of their contractors, and that's who they need to hold their feet to the fire to find out what is going on with those tests.
Mayor, dovetailing a little bit on that question, we keep hearing probably weekly from residents, maybe some even in here, still have not heard concerning their settlement, whether it's for their own individual homes or personal injury. Are you satisfied, frustrated, angry, whatever, with the slow pace of getting these settlement payments to the people that filed for them?
Absolutely. At first, I was advised sort of to keep my opinion to myself because it was, the village was no part of that settlement. But, I live in this town too, just like everybody else, and I think it's totally ridiculous. I don't think this is a Norfolk Southern problem. From what I've understood, all the money's there. This is just an administration problem from the people that are administrating this, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Our citizens of town, of Unity Township, Columbiana County, I think Mahoning County, Beaver County, they deserve better. But, this is like I said, this is a private issue. This is an issue with a private firm, and yes, I think it's ridiculous how long it's taken.
Just to follow real quick, have you heard any more from the lawyers and those administering the settlement when people may actually hear from them?
No, the lawyers seem to have just cut bait and left. As far as Kroll, no, I have no direct contact with them. Like I said, I tried to stay neutral on the subject, but now we have y'all here. I might as well say my feelings. I think it's ridiculous.
We're 2 years out next week. What lessons learned, what things have disappointed you in how this has happened, and what things have gone the way you're happy the way that it's happened?
This is going to sound a little bit hypocritical because some of the invitations I've got to speak at different places, but it turned into political real fast, and I wish we would have, now looking back, I wish we would have kept that out and just, I really tried at the first couple of years. I've had some chances to go speak to different organizations, and that is the one thing. Also, I personally feel responsible for the lack of communication in the first days of the train derailment. And, we're striving with our East Palestine information site, different websites that we've created through our PR company and different things that, we need to be more transparent with I think we are very transparent with our public now, but we need to get the communication out better so everybody sees it. Unfortunately, we relied a lot on Facebook to begin with and other social media, and we found, the majority of our citizens are older, and it was just a, generational gap in technology, and I think we will do better in the future if anything like this would happen. Also, there's a site, WENS, that you can sign up through the county. We really haven't talked about it much lately, but I think that's valuable for everybody. It gives you notification whether you're sleeping at night or not watching TV or the radio. It can send a message on your cell phone to tell you what's going on, what the emergency is.
In terms of the negotiations of the settlement, who all was involved, and was the chief aware prior that that was one of the stipulations you guys were working on, was pooling the training center?
As far as if he was aware or not, I do not know. The people in the settlement were, both law firms and the mediator, so.
Who was the mediator? Can you say?
I do not know his name, I'm sorry.
Are you yourself personally satisfied with all the results of all the testing of the soil and air and water that have been done in the past year in Wisconsin?
I personally am, yes. I know there are people in the community that have concerns. I know it seems like there's a lot of different people coming in and a lot of, different testing, and, we've tried to, put everything together and do as, get as much as a look in the future. I'm a father and a husband first before I'm the mayor, and, I have concerns about what the future could hold, but I think anybody would. I definitely think that we will be covered if anything would happen. I don't foresee anything happening, but you just never know.
If we pushed ourselves out a year from now, looking at the third anniversary, as we're looking at the second or fourth, 2 years from now, what do you see as improvements between now and the third anniversary, or say the fourth or the fifth?
I would hope by then we know what direction we're going as far as the economical developments in the village. I would hope by then that we will have the long-term health plan out and people can realize what we have been doing behind the scenes. We have to put the finishing touches on that. So I would hope that would be out and people can see that we do care and that we aren't just, sitting on our hands and letting it go fly by without our input. I would hope that the DOJ settled, the Rail Act's passed, and, people can sleep at night. I know there is a bunch of people in town with PTSD, when they hear the trains and go by that, and I would hope that, we can assure that, the government is going to do everything they can to stop any tragedies like this happening again.
But between now and then, it may be a matter of waiting for things to fall into place.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We want to do it right. We want to make sure that, we don't rush into something and make the wrong decision for the village.
Following this press conference on the settlement, will you be allowing an opportunity for residents to ask their own questions?
Yes, at some point, I think we need to have, excuse me, some type of, maybe not necessarily have a town hall that seems like those turn into a disaster every time we've had one of them. And I understand there's people frustrated. I've been frustrated. And I definitely think we need to have, either put it on a website, have people submit what they think, some of those funds could be used for. I mean, we have to make sure that this money lasts, and we want to make sure that we do the best we can to make sure the village sustains itself. And, we have a village in 50 years. They're still in East Palestine. Any other questions?
Mayor, since the derailment, obviously there's been a glaring and deep divide, and there's been a fracture. And as the mayor and as a village, how are you guys bridging that gap and making sure everybody's heard and everybody's concerns are addressed?
We try to have an open door policy. It's been hard with some of the events that have happened and people's different thought processes on, the way we handled the situation. From the beginning, every decision we've made with the residents in mind. And I think we need to definitely get back to we always had division. Every town has division in it, but it's probably at one of its all-time lows now, and we just have to ensure to the residents and prove to the residents that we have their best interest.
What's the status of the park?
Right now, the weather is the big concern. Next steps are getting the courts paved, and then destruction of the old courts and then starting on the building of the swimming pool. While we're on that subject, I just want to make something clear. I did in council, but I want to say it here while we have you all here. The reason the pool shut down, it was a safety issue with leakage around the electrical equipment that's transpired this year, and it's gotten worse. So that's why we shut the pool down. It has nothing to do with, not having a heater or trying to expedite the park project. It was just, that's what we needed to do to keep everybody safe, so.
Is there going to be an opportunity for residents to weigh in on how they would like to see the settlement money spent before council votes on it?
Yes and no. I mean, we'll try to do something where, like I said, they can put questions in and, ultimately, council is who they elected to spend the money. But, I mean, everybody, we're open to definitely hearing how, the money should be spent. But we also don't want to just go spend it and next year not have anything. We want the money to last and, help us with future endeavors that we have down the road. So, I mean, this is a great thing financially that's come to the village, and we need to exhaust all efforts to make sure that it's sustainable.